It's the 30th of November 2024 today, and we're making our way from Wānaka to Queenstown and then on to our overnight stop of Kingston. It's only about 100 kilometres in total, but the roads are very winding and we have a boat trip on a 1912 vintage steamship across to a working sheep station for a look around and lunch. Stick the adventure jet boat rides, I'll take the steamship and potentially a glass of New Zealand white. For the first part of the trip, we're avoiding the main road and taking the back way over the Crown Range. Off the beaten track is always the best option.
When we were coming out,
So, 7:15 in the morning, heading out of Wānaka, doing more media content already, so off to get some breakfast while speaking.
We drive along the lakefront heading out of town.
Off to Queenstown today. I do a voiceover for this bit.
We head off up the valley towards Cardrona and the top of the Crown Range. The weather is perfect.
There's a New Zealand haggis grazing on the hillside up there.
The bra fence is the major tourist attraction at Cardrona.
This is one of the local landmarks. I can't imagine people trying them on in case they need a spare one, but that's only half of it. And it goes all the way back there. This is at Cardrona.
Let's see what I got. Oh yeah.
So it seems it, whoops, fingers. So I'm going to have to do the second half of that shot again. So it looks a bit weird.
Oh look, horse wheels attached. Let's see.
And this is the local distillery. It's quite nice, closed. It's only about 8 o'clock in the morning. I'll stop in a sec and get breakfast.
Turns out nothing was open in Cardrona. We have to push on and find breakfast in Queenstown.
Here we have the world's oldest Tesla charger. This one was installed in 1953. And across the road here, this is sort of the bustling town centre of Cardrona. It's that bloody tourist again. Let's get some shots.
The side of it.
Yeah, even though it's got coffee on the back of the car there, it's still too early in the morning. Just a little scene on the way to Queenstown.
A quick stop at the top of the Crown Range. From here we drop down into the valley and then to Queenstown.
Can't take what I want to take.
Maybe around this corner you can.
If there's a stop, there is.
There is just. Is that a proper stop?
I can see why I haven't told you to take this particular road.
I didn't know there was another one.
Yeah, it's a little bit further.
See, genuine New Zealand mower. I found one, even though all the cryptid hunters... Well, it's funny, the cryptid hunters seem to be carrying on about thylacines and everything, but they don't keep insisting that moas are still alive. Don't walk too far, you go in the drink.
In Queenstown, the morning market is on. I was interested in getting some greenstone, jade, but even the small bits are pretty pricey, so I skip it.
It's something I've seen in videos, but I've never seen before in real life. Those things parked at the dock there are called sea breaches, and they're like a semi-submersible. It looks like you can hire them, like hire the jet skis. It's quite a nice fish here. There's one back there, and this one over there, and this one over there. Probably can't see it. And we're just at the docks in Queenstown, ready to go for a boat ride. I think this is the boat that we're going on. It's called the Earnslaw. Steam driven, but not a paddle steamer.
The Earnslaw is a 1912 vintage screw-driven steamship, nearly scrapped in 1968 and had a major refit in 1984. I'll put a link to a Wikipedia page in the description. Once we get underway, the first thing you notice is how quiet and fast she is. She's still coal-powered, which lends to the authenticity of the experience. I don't think her contribution to New Zealand's carbon footprint is significant enough to be a concern.
So this boat is a product of communist socialism. It was actually put here by the New Zealand government over a century ago. So we're currently being oppressed as we're taken across the lake, and that's Queenstown up there. She fairly tonks along.
As usual for New Zealand, the scenery is gorgeous. I understand that a significant proportion of the people in the world look at scenes like this every day. I'm jealous, but at least we have nice beaches. It would be horrible just to get used to this. It's about 45 minutes across the lake to Walter Peak Station. The ladies are inside enjoying a drink and a snack, but I'm too drawn by the outside experience. The engine room is accessible via a viewing gallery. It's fascinating. There are exposed bits everywhere and coal being shoveled into boilers to keep our stately progress in a state of stately progress.
So genuine safety, you can tell by the washing hanging out. It is very humid and very steamy in here. You can tell it's genuine because it's got a little whizzy thing on the shaft there. I like how it's got 40 stars there until you know which one's what.
We finally arrive at Walter Peak Station. That's farm or estate for the British, ranch for North Americans and estancia for Spanish speakers. We're here for a few hours, so the Earnslaw departs to pick up more people for the trip across. Don't worry, she'll be back for us.
Heading back. We'll have afternoon tea and then it'll be back to pick us up.
The station house was originally built in 1902 and rebuilt in 1977 after a fire. More buildings such as a restaurant have been added and they're faithful to the original style.
This is Walter Peak Station, it's its actual name.
Part of the experience is a farm tour. We've seen plenty of farms, but I presume some of the visitors have not. They seem to enjoy the experience with the animals. It's fun anyway. Who could resist Highland cows in New Zealand?
He's not going to hurt you. He's a gentle giant. And of course, guys, not feeding little calves because he's way too young, still on milk for a couple of months. So you can step up one at a time, guys. At the moment, if you want to feed them, just come and see me.
The mountains up behind the farm here.
We'll just stick to Dougal for now because we can do it. If anyone wants to get them a feed, just watch out for their horns, guys. Don't put your hand behind their head. You might need to switch hands if you fed the cows.
Due to YouTube policies, I have to stick to shots that haven't got kids. We're feeding the farm animals.
Last animals guys are the pigs that are not reaching out to touch or feed them because they get a bit heavily. Stay away from the guys. As chunky as they are, it's a little bit frowned upon to eat them these days because they are considered quite intelligent. You might notice they have little nose rings, not the style, just to stop them from rushing around too much and destroying property. Behind us here as well, we've got Cardrona and Cloudy.
We settled down for a spot of sheep shearing and a demonstration of how they use working dogs to help muster the sheep. The sheep seems resigned to getting a coiffure, but the weather is hot and I think it'll enjoy the change to a summer style.
Now she is incredibly heavy, guys, so like I said, might take me a couple of efforts to rearrange her a bit. I'm also already out of breath, so you can tell how unfit I am, but I'll make a start, guys. Alright, there we go, guys. Bit of shearing for you there. Now, not the cleanest of jobs, like I said, I'm still getting trained up. I also sort of started a lot of half blows as well. Typically a shearer, full-time shearer anyway, can get through this much quicker with nice, more consistent blows as well. But not too bad. I will drag her back out after the show, give her a bit more of a tidy up, just a few areas here that I have missed. But guys, I'll drag her back in the pen. You'll see once she stands up, she's totally fine. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves as well, guys, because I'm quite out of breath. Short hair for the collies. Echo here is our youngest. It's why I've got the training stick out. Don't worry, it is just for training, guys. So we have directional commands for our dogs. This stick basically just stops them from going the wrong way. So I'll show you that as we go along. We have verbal and whistle commands for our dogs. Keep things simple today. I'm just going to use verbal. Okay. Now you can see Echo very eager, very ready to go. All I have to do is say, okay.
What did he say you did? Was it get away?
Guys, Echo and short-haired border collies in general, they are het dogs, which means they like to...
Yeah, I know. But even Chinese music. He'd be like, this or like David probably goes twice Yeah. Dave, are you dying to be called up?
Oh, look at
There we go, guys. Took her a second to get in position, but she's placed herself, so she's put her and me so that she can start bringing it down to direction. See, Echo. Yes? Cool. So I've given her the stand command. Basically makes her stay in place while the sheep do their thing. Like I said also, we have directional command. Stand! So I can send Echo to her right or her left to cut those sheep off in the direction.
They're coming towards them. Come on. Longer, I think. Yeah.
And is my dog very
Yeah. Shane's there. Yeah. He has.
and he's sitting
He just literally.
Couple of years when they are young, it only takes 1 to 2 years of training. So like I said, she is at the tail end of her training. Once they are all fully good to go though, they can be worth around 5 to 10,000 New Zealand dollars on average. So it sounds like a lot of money, but you can see how easy. Like I said, guys, still training, so just bring those sheep back in. She really wants to finish the job. Again, in her back.
On the way back for afternoon tea, I spot these reeds on the lake. As predicted, the Earnslaw is back. We can see the plume from her smokestack above the buildings. Time for afternoon tea, and then we have to go back across the lake to Queenstown. Life is hell some days. I was just trying to come down here to get the Earnslaw coming in, and I'm just a bit too late. We've just arrived. It's a very pretty boat. It's about 115 years old. On the boat, time to head back across the lake. Wakatipu, I think is the name of the lake. Head back to Queenstown and then off to our final destination, which is who knows where.
Be careful, sir. You can stay
Yep.
in circles.
I did mention about the waterfalls, didn't I? They don't have to be big to be spectacular. We're getting close to Queenstown and the crew are preparing the boat for docking. As usual, I'm in the way. Those sea breacher things in action. I think it would be fun for about 10 minutes and then get very been there, done that.
You certainly get bounced around a lot of them.
And if you're on board for the cruise, that's the halfway point where we turn around and head back this way. In the meantime though, while we do those last few jobs, we'll put the safety briefing on. It doesn't take too long, and then after that, as we head across, we'll tell you a bit more about the ship and the trip as well.
We speculate this range of mountains is called the Remarkables, and we're on our way to was it Kingston?
Kingston.
Not in Tasmania.
Or Jamaica.
And the southern scenic route just started, so.
We head south along the eastern side of Lake Wakatipu to get to our final destination for the day, which is Kingston, at the southern end of the lake. So who thought of that? Queenstown and Kingston.
Rolling down to have a check out the rest of town. Curse whoever put the orange cones there. Spoil the whole vibe of the pictures.
This is the extreme southern end of Lake Wakatipu.
Turns out there's some vintage rail here in Kingston. These are some carriages and locomotives parked in the yard up there, also a diesel. It's the Kingston Flyer. Don't know anything about a schedule or anything. This would be the old Kingston station, and there's a restaurant here now. Now you might notice that the height above sea level is in feet, and that is because it's very old.
Given the distance from the sea, I presume the owner of this boat is after trout and salmon. It's hard to see, but the fishing rod in the holder is a definite boat rod with a quite beefy overhead reel attached. Tomorrow we're off to Tainao and Milford Sound. This southwestern corner of New Zealand is truly wild, and Milford Sound and the Milford Sound track are world famous. I hope the weather holds as we're going back to the western side, the rainy side of the Southern Alps. See you next time for what's hopefully a good view of one of the most spectacular places in the world. And if you give this video a like and maybe subscribe, that would be nice too. Thanks.